If the word selling makes you kind of cringe, if you think of it as being pushy or just plain uncomfortable, then you're in the right place. We're about to dive into a classic book that flips that whole idea on its head, Zig Ziglar's Secrets of Closing the Sale. And as you'll see, it's not about pressure at all. It's really about service and trust.
All right, so here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll talk about the man himself, Zig Ziglar. Then, we'll get into his core idea, which is a total game changer. After that, we'll cover the basic building blocks of selling, tackle that scary word closing, and finish up with 3 simple things you can literally start doing right away.
All right, let's kick things off. Who was Zig Ziglar? I mean, why are we still talking about him and his ideas all these years later? What made his approach so different?
Well, to give you an idea of his impact, just take a look at this. That's a quote from Kevin Harrington, the original shark on Shark Tank, the guy who basically invented the infomercial and built a multi-billion-dollar empire. He says, point blank, that his career wouldn't have happened without Zig Ziglar's books. I mean, wow, that's some serious credibility.
And this is exactly why guys like Harrington were so drawn to his work. Zig completely changed the game. He said selling isn't about arm twisting or using some kind of trick to get a yes. Nope. It's about helping people. It's about being a guide, a problem solver who helps someone make a decision that's actually good for them.
Okay, so that idea of helping is the perfect lead-in to his core philosophy. And honestly, if you forget everything else from this entire breakdown, please remember this next part. It is the absolute heart of everything Zig taught.
Here it is, the Ziglar principle. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Just let that sink in for a second. This completely flips the script, right? Your job is no longer to get the sale. Your job is to give the solution. You stop thinking about the transaction and start thinking about service, and that's where the magic happens.
And here's a perfect example of that principle in action. It's actually Kevin Harrington's story. When he was young, he was going door to door trying to sell driveway sealing services and got rejected 20 times in a row. He realized, wait a minute, I'm just telling people what I can do. So he found one house, offered to seal their driveway at his cost, no profit, and just took before and after pictures. Then he went back to those same 20 houses, showed them the photos, and sold 18 of them. See, he found the need, proved the value, and let the results do all the selling for him.
Okay, so we've got the big idea. Help other people get what they want. But how do you actually do that? Well, Ziglar breaks it down into 4 fundamental pillars. Think of these as the foundation you have to build before anything else can happen.
So here they are. Trust and credibility, your own attitude, listening and empathy, and finally, viewing objections as opportunities. Let's dig into each one.
Pillar number 1 is trust, and this is non-negotiable. Ziglar says the single biggest reason someone won't buy from you is that they don't trust you. It's that simple. Your product could be the best in the world, but if they get even a whiff that you're not being honest, it's over. Game over. Your integrity is literally your greatest asset.
Next up, pillar 2, attitude. Look, Ziglar knew that your belief, your own internal conviction, is totally contagious. Think about it. If you don't truly deep down believe in what you're offering, how on earth is anyone else supposed to? You have to expect to succeed. That positive energy, that confidence, it completely changes the vibe of the whole interaction. Okay, pillar number 3 is all about listening. And there's a really important difference here between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is saying, oh, that's too bad your basement flooded. Empathy is understanding the panic, the stress, the absolute mess they're dealing with. A great salesperson gets on the customer side of the table, feels the problem with them, and then becomes part of the solution. It means you got to listen way more than you talk.
And this last pillar, this one's a big one. It requires a total mental flip. It's about objections. See, when most of us hear something like, I can't afford it, we hear a door slamming shut, a hard no. But Ziglar says, nope, that's not a rejection. It's actually a request for more information. It means they're engaged, they're thinking. An objection is just a signpost telling you which direction to go next.
Which brings us to the word that makes a lot of people sweat, the close. It sounds so intimidating, right? But what you're about to see is that in Ziglar's world, it's actually the most natural, stress-free part of the whole conversation. So let me ask you, what do you think of when you hear the word closing? For a lot of people, it brings up images of a pushy car salesman, high pressure, and just an awkward, tense moment.
And that's exactly the myth we need to bust. The old way of thinking is that closing is about pressure and manipulation, forcing someone's hand. But the Ziglar reality? It's the complete opposite. It's just the next logical step, a natural conclusion.
When you've built trust and really helped them, closing is just asking a few simple questions to help them move forward.
Here's the bottom line. A great close doesn't even feel like a close. It just feels like you're helping them finalize a good decision. It's not this big dramatic event you have to force. It's a place you both arrive at together because it just makes sense. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, but theory is one thing. What about practice? Let's boil all of this down into 3 super practical things you can start doing like today.
Just 3 simple things. And honestly, these work whether you're a salesperson or not.
Number 1, show, don't just tell. Remember the driveway story. Proof is always more powerful than a promise. Number 2, genuinely believe in what you sell. You have to have that deep conviction. If you wouldn't sell it to your own mom, you probably shouldn't be selling it. And number 3, ask questions to guide. Don't be a lecturer, be a guide. Use questions to help people arrive at the conclusion themselves. It's way more powerful.
And really, when you think about it, what we're talking about here isn't just for salespeople. This is a life skill. I mean, think about it. You use these skills when you're getting your team on board with a new idea, or even trying to convince your kids that broccoli is a good idea. It all comes back to the same things: service, empathy, and trust.
So I want to leave you with this final thought from Zig himself. He said, "You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win." And a book like this, well, it's a fantastic plan to get you started.
Now, that idea of planning and preparation is absolutely crucial. And if you want to apply these principles to your business in a systematic way, a way that helps you close sales more consistently, well, that foundation really starts with having the right marketing system in place. If you'd like some help figuring that out, feel free to get in touch with us and book a free strategy call with Chaminda Tennakoon from CT Marketing.